Your mind is always working. The real question is, who gave it instructions? Most people think success is all about effort. Work harder, hustle more, sleep less, push yourself. But here's the strange part. Two people can work just as hard, and one ends up rich, confident, and free, while the other stays stuck, tired, and frustrated. Same effort, but completely different results. So what's the real difference? It's not luck. It's not intelligence. And it's not even opportunity. It's what their subconscious mind has been trained to expect. Because your subconscious doesn't create what you want. It creates what you expect. And right now, whether you realize it or not, your mind is running a program. The question is, did you install it or did life install it for you? Today, I'm going to share some powerful ideas that will completely change how you think about success, money, fear, and even healing. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your results make perfect sense, and more importantly, how to finally change them. Let's start with a big one. Your subconscious is not your friend or your enemy. It's not wise, it's not moral, it doesn't judge. It is simply obedient. Think of it like an employee who never ever asks questions. If you say, "I'm bad with money," it just says, "Understood." If you tell yourself, "Success is hard," it says, "Confirmed." If you believe, "People like me never get rich," it says, "I will make sure that stays true." The subconscious mind only does one job: turn thoughts into patterns, and patterns into reality. It doesn't care if the thought is true. It only cares if the thought is repeated. That's why childhood beliefs are so powerful. If you grew up hearing things like, "Money causes problems," or "Rich people are greedy," or maybe "Be realistic, don't dream too big," those ideas didn't just stay in your ears. They sank deep into your subconscious and became your internal rules. And now, as an adult, you might wonder why every time you get close to success, something seems to pull you back. You're not broken, you're just following instructions you never wrote. This brings me to the next point. Wanting something is not enough. Most people think desire creates success. They say, "I really want it, I dream about it, I think about it all the time," but desire alone does nothing. Why? Because the subconscious doesn't respond to desire. It responds to identity. If deep down you see yourself as someone who struggles, someone who is unlucky, or someone who never quite makes it, then success will feel unnatural to you, and whatever feels unnatural gets rejected. It's like trying to install luxury furniture inside a house that still thinks it's a shack. The furniture just doesn't match the identity of the house. This is why people sabotage themselves. They get a golden opportunity and procrastinate. They make a bunch of money and somehow lose it. They meet the right person and find a way to ruin it. It's not because they want to fail. It's because success doesn't match their inner self-image. Your subconscious will always try to keep your life familiar, even if familiar means painful. Now let's talk about the strange power of expectation. Have you ever noticed this? When you expect something to go wrong, it usually does. When you expect rejection, you act awkward and almost invite it. When you expect failure, you hesitate. But when you expect success, you move differently. Expectation shapes your behavior, and your behavior shapes your outcome. This is why some people seem so lucky. It's not magic, it's momentum. They expect good things to happen, so they're always noticing opportunities. Because they notice them, they take chances. And because they take chances, they win more often. Meanwhile, someone else expects disaster, so they see danger everywhere. Because they see danger, they avoid risk, and by avoiding risk, they stay stuck. Same world, different filter. Your subconscious mind is that filter. It decides what you notice, what you ignore, what feels safe, and what feels scary. Change the filter, and suddenly the same life looks completely different. So how do we change it? Most people try to change their life using force. I will discipline myself. I will fight my bad habits. I will overpower my fear. But using force just creates more resistance. Here's a quick test. Try not to think of a red apple. What are you thinking about right now? A red apple. The harder you push against the thought, the stronger it becomes. That's why fear grows when you fight it. It's also why affirmations often fail when they feel fake. Saying, "I am rich," while you feel completely poor inside just creates a conflict. And that conflict confuses the subconscious. Your subconscious accepts what feels natural, not what just sounds positive. So the real goal isn't to shout new thoughts at yourself. It's to soften the old ones. Instead of forcing yourself to say, I am wealthy, try something gentler, like, money can come in many ways. Instead of I am confident, maybe try, I am learning to trust myself more each day. These statements don't fight your current identity. They expand it, and what expands eventually replaces. This leads to the crucial role of emotion in creation. Your subconscious does not understand logic, it understands feeling. You can say, I will be successful 1,000 times, but if the feeling underneath it all is, I don't really believe it, then the feeling always wins. Emotion is the language of the subconscious. That's why trauma lasts so long. That's why fear imprints so deeply. And it's why joy can literally rewire your brain. Your subconscious learns from emotional experiences, not intellectual ones. This means you don't change your life just by thinking differently. You change it by feeling differently. This isn't about forcing happiness. It's about practicing the feeling of safety. It's not about pretending to be confident, but about rehearsing a state of calm. Even just imagining success with genuine emotion teaches your subconscious. This feeling is familiar, and what becomes familiar becomes possible. And guess what? Your body is listening to your mind too. Stress tightens your muscles. Fear raises your heart rate. Hopelessness can weaken your immune system. These are not just metaphors. They are biological responses. Your subconscious controls your breathing, your digestion, your circulation, and your body's repair systems. So when your mind stays in a constant state of alarm, your body stays in survival mode. This is why chronic worry so often leads to chronic illness. Your subconscious cannot properly heal your body while it believes you are in danger. Relaxation isn't laziness. It is a biological signal of safety. And safety is what allows the body to finally repair itself. That's why rest heals. That's why calm restores. That's why peace strengthens. You don't heal by commanding your body. You heal by convincing your subconscious that the danger has passed. So, how do we start reprogramming ourselves? Here is a simple but powerful mental exercise you can do. Tonight, right before you fall asleep, when your mind is quiet and relaxed, ask yourself this question. If my life worked out perfectly, what would tomorrow feel like? Not what it would look like. What it would feel like. Would it feel peaceful, free, secure, grateful? Now just sit with that feeling for a few minutes. You are not visualizing objects. You are teaching your subconscious a new emotional state. And over time, the subconscious will try to recreate what it knows. This is how habits change, how identity shifts, and how your outcomes begin to follow. Not instantly, and not magically, but gradually and inevitably. Finally, let's talk about why some people seem to never change. It's because their story never changes. I'm just unlucky. That's just how I am. People like me don't succeed. As long as that story stays the same, the future stays the same. Your subconscious loves consistency. It doesn't care if the story hurts you. It only cares that the story is familiar. So change the story. Not with lies, but with better questions. Questions like, what if things could improve? What if I'm capable of more than I think? What if I don't actually know my limits yet? Questions like these loosen your rigid identity. And a loose identity has room to grow. You are not controlled by the world. You are controlled by the ideas your subconscious accepted about the world. And the moment you truly realize this, you stop begging life to change and you start training your mind to expect better. Not perfect, not instant, just better. And better always compounds. Your mind is always working. The only question left is, what will you choose for it to work for? Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, give it a like and subscribe for more.